Primary mixture. Primary mixture chords are chords borrowed from their parallel, major, or minor modes. They change the color or affect of music and are more remote from the key than diatonic chords. 3 common examples follow. This chorale by Bach is in E minor, but the final tonic chord is E major. The major 1 chord is borrowed from the parallel major. When a composition in minor ends with a major tonic triad, the final chord is called a Picardy third. In this lead by Robert Schumann, the 2 half diminished 7 chord is borrowed from the parallel minor. It has a flat 6 scale degree, which is striking in major keys. The root of the 2 half diminished 7 chord is in the key. This lead by Robert Schumann is in E flat major. There is a tonicized G flat major chord at measure 30. G flat major is borrowed from the parallel minor. The root of the G flat major chord is outside the key. These 3 examples are primary mixture because they borrow chords from the parallel major or minor modes. Although there are other types of mixture chords, this lesson focuses only on primary mixture. There are 2 types of primary mixture chords which are referred to as primary mixture type 1 and type 2. They will be elaborated on before returning to the musical excerpts above. Primary mixture is also referred to as modal borrowing. It is essentially borrowing chords from the parallel major or minor mode. That is, when in the major mode, borrowing chords from the parallel minor mode, or vice versa. Parallel major and minor modes differ by their scale degrees 3, 6, and 7, so those scale degrees are altered in primary mixture chords. In major, these chords are minor 1, 2 diminished, flat major 3, minor 4, minor 5, flat major 6, and flat major 7. The Neapolitan chord is also considered primary mixture because it borrows flat major 2 from the Phrygian mode. P-mix is the abbreviation for primary mixture. In analysis, it is customary to label the type of mixture below the Roman numeral. Some of these chords have roots inside the key, and some of these chords have roots outside the key. When the root is inside the key, the type of mixture is primary mixture type 1, and when the root is outside the key, the type of mixture is primary mixture type 2. Type 2 usually sounds just a little more remote from the key than type 1, and the distinction becomes useful when looking at other types of mixture. In minor, these chords are major 1, the Neapolitan, minor 2, sharp minor 3, major 4, major 5, sharp minor 6, and sharp diminished 7. A flat in front of the Roman numeral indicates that the root is lowered, and a sharp in front of the Roman numeral indicates that the root is raised, regardless of the key. So the sharp 3 in C minor, for example, indicates that the E flat is raised to E natural. In common practice tonality, dominant chords normally have the leading tone raised in minor keys. So major 5 and 7 diminished do not need to be labeled as mixture chords. Furthermore, 7 diminished implies that the root is the leading tone, so the sharp does not need to precede the Roman numeral. And finally, it is not necessary to label the type 1 and 2 with the P-mix abbreviation. Now we are going to re-examine the excerpts we covered at the beginning of this lesson. The chorale we looked at by Bach is in E minor, but ends with a major tonic chord, which is called a Picardy third. A Picardy third borrows scale degree 3 from its relative major, so the E major chord is primary mixture type 1. This lesson primarily focuses on mixture involving triads. However, 7th chords can be mixture too. This lead by Schumann has a typical tonic, predominant, dominant, tonic motion. However, it borrows the predominant 2 half diminished 7 from the relative minor, which is primary mixture, even though it is a 7th chord. It is type 1 because the root is inside the key. This lead by Schumann is in E flat major, and it has a tonicized flat 3 chord borrowed from the relative minor, which is primary mixture. Because the root is not in E flat major, it is type 2. The previous Schumann lead and this Schumann lead exemplify primary mixtures types 1 and 2, respectively. The mixture in the second one sounds slightly more colorful and more remote because it is type 2. It sounds more remote because its root is outside the key. Primary mixture chords provide a means for adding chromaticism to tonal music. They retain their respective functions, but change the affect of their functions by adding color. Primary mixture type 2 chords are slightly more remote than primary mixture type 1 chords. Although context weighs in, primary mixture 2 chords tend to sound more colorful than primary mixture type 1 chords.